My number one resort in Mexico is actually a tie, and at the end of this video, I'm going to let you know exactly which of the two is, in my opinion, your go-to for a destination wedding. But first, we have to hand out some awards, including one resort which I think is amazing, but I still don't think you should book it. So here's how this works. Instead of a boring 1 through 5 list, I'm giving out awards because that's how you actually shop, by weighing pros and cons of your situation. What's the best bang for your buck? Which one is worth the splurge? Which one is good if you are considering a South Asian wedding? One I'll talk you out of. And then there's my number one, which technically there's two because it's a tie. Maybe you can help me break it. Anyway, stick around for that especially. So I'm going to give out awards to my top 5 based off of what you get for your money. So award number 1, best bang for your buck and best for weddings with kids, Dreams Playa Mujeres. Dreams is one of my go-to brands. I don't really have brand loyalty, but Dreams, and particularly Playa Mujeres, is just one that I can always count on. It's actually known in the industry as like the wedding resort, but there's a reason why. In my opinion, the best destination wedding packages are in Mexico, and Dreams has, in my opinion, the best overall packages that gives couples the best bang for their buck. Plus, Playa Mujeres is a beautiful property. It's family friendly without feeling like overwhelmingly, kids running everywhere, water park everywhere, kind of insane. It's more subdued. And the wedding packages inclusions really, I think, give it the gold star and why it gets real award points for this one. I also think that the Dreams property works best if you have a range of budget. So if you have a lower budget, there's packages for that. And then if you have a higher end budget, it definitely works for you as well. So award number 2 goes for the resort brand that is worth the splurge, meaning I highly recommend it if you have a little bit of a healthier budget, and that's going to be Hyatt Ziva Zilara, my personal favorite. I think that particular resort chain is where my heart is, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm actually going to film a separate video on them by themselves, but it's pricey. There's no pretending otherwise. I think it's worth the splurge. I think that if you have families, it has a lot to offer families, but also it gives you the adult-only vibe if you want a little bit of a mix of both. I love the properties themselves. The service is top-notch, and that's what you're paying for. And I think that it deserves its due for best award for the best splurge. So my next award actually goes to the resort that I think has the best in terms of South Asian wedding, and that's going to be Moon Palace in Cancun. They also have a Moon Palace in Jamaica. This is actually where I first really got a good sense of destination weddings. I went to a friend of mine's wedding here at Moon Palace in Cancun. It was just amazing. A great property. It offers a lot for their guests, but specifically for South Asia weddings, this package is top notch. I mean, they bring in a chef that caters to the cuisine specifically for South Asian weddings. So it's just amazing. And then they really go all out for all of the different events of a South Asian wedding, and they are large enough that they can cater up to a 300-person event, which is also amazing. But of course, it comes with a price. It's on my list as one of my favorites, but only if a couple tells me that they have a healthy budget, because it adds up. But it adds up because I think you get more amenities here. For example, if you do Moon Palace The Grand in Cancun, you have access to a really, really amazing water park. The food, oh my god, I could make a whole video about food by itself, but I think amenity-wise, that's why it wins in terms of things to do for your guests. So that's also on your list. Award number 4 goes to the resort that I might try to talk you out of, and that's Hotel Xcaret. Listen, is it an amazing property? Yes. Do you get so much value and culture and immersiveness for your money? Yes. the eco parks, the design of it all. I mean, there's a restaurant inside of a cave. The beauty of it is unsurpassed, but that's not my issue with it. My issue with it is the cost. It is the highest cost resort ever, always, every time I'm comparing properties in Mexico. And on top of that, for a wedding, it's higher priced as well. The average wedding at Hotel Xcaret is $35,000 to $45,000. And most of my clients who want a destination wedding are looking to save a little bit on their wedding, and that's not necessarily the price point that they're at. If cost wasn't an issue, then I won't talk you out of it, because it's such a unique experience. It is such a unique property. You get so much value for your money that I think it's worth it. And make sure you check out the video that I made about weddings at Xcaret down below. Okay, so now we go to the Thai, my number one resort. So I'm not being diplomatic. I genuinely switch my response back and forth daily. And it's for two reasons: the adult only aspect and the level of amenities and service. And the two are Atelier Playa Mujeres and Secrets Playa Blanca. Those are going to be my two favorites. They are in gated communities. They're on the northeastern coast of the area, and it gives you kind of like this best water view. There's terraces, there's golf courses, there's restaurants for days. Secrets Playa Blanca in Costa Mujeres is contemporary. It has these swim out suites with this beachfront infinity pool. There's spa. I would move into. Now, it is adults only, but that's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites. It's just a different vibe when it's an adults only event, because everyone can kind of sort of enjoy the resort in a different way than they would at a family-friendly resort, if that makes sense. Atelier Playa Mujeres is the other one that, again, I change my mind every other day. Atelier is in a gated community, and I feel like this one's the most luxe of any of the resorts I've ever visited in Mexico. The rooms are spacious. Their terraces and balconies have this uber luxe feel to them. And this is the one that's on the 18-hole golf course. So I feel like the golfing community like elevates it as well. If you kind of imagine the resort with the golf course, you can kind of just automatically see that sprawling greenery, right? And the water in the background, etc., etc. Most of my clients who have weddings here, they come for at least a week so that the guests can enjoy all the amenities there. The swim out access, the ocean view rooms, the preferred club categories. It's one of my favorite brands. Secrets is owned by Hyatt. And I just think that overall, when you have your wedding here, you feel like you're getting that bougie wedding that you wanted for a fraction of the cost if you were having it back at home. Now, the drawback on both, again, my tie for number one, is that they are adults only. Really, that's the only drawback. But they win the award, in my opinion, the best all-inclusive resorts in Mexico for your adults only destination wedding. So if we're thinking about a wedding with kids, then we're going back to the list and looking at my Dreams resorts, and you guys kind of make a decision based on that. So Dreams Playa Mujeres for value and families, Hyatt Ziva and Zilara for the worth it splurge, Moon Palace for South Asian weddings, and if you want a destination wedding for the food and amenities, Xcaret only if you have a healthy 40+K budget, and Secrets and Atelier tied for number one for the best adults only experience for your wedding. So here's your homework. Comment below the resort that you're torn between, and let me know if it's any of these five, and I'll give you my honest opinion on the one that you decide down at the bottom. If you want my full opinion and if you want to really talk it out, then you just make sure you click on my link below and schedule an appointment. But I warn you, I have opinions and I'm not afraid to share them.